It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. In the vast sea of business, even giants like Nikon face turbulent waters. Now, Nikon originally got started during World War II because it was providing the Japanese military with periscopes, right? So they could see and they could have these warships that did really, really well. However, after the war, other competitors started getting in the industry. So they was focused initially just on military, but then technology changes. Now, this might sound familiar to you as a CEO, by the way. And so over time, as competitors got in, as technology changed, Nikon, who originally had really came out the first DSLR camera, which I know means nothing to some of you, just know it was a bad to the bone lens and camera. Now their competitors were offering equipment. Now their competitors had the same lens. And now they look like they were going to go bankrupt. And do you know what changed it for them? You know what helped them weather the storms? And as a CEO, I want you to hear this. I want you to listen to this. They realized the need to adapt their sales approach and diversify how they were solving problems. Now, we can draw parallels to a sales strategy. It's critical for us as CEOs to understand that we're constantly changing our sales roadmap, our sales strategy, and in some cases, our sales systems. And maybe you're offering different solutions, but at the end of the day, it's all about how can we solve a problem for our ideal market. Here's the big takeaway for you. Because Nikon back in 1999, they restructured. They went back and they revamped. And as a result, they're the juggernaut that they are today. Two things I want you to take away from this. Number one is adjust your CEO sales plan. Now, if you're watching right now and you're like, Shay, I'm connecting with this, but I don't have a CEO sales plan, head over to www.ceosalesplan.com. There is no cost. Get a one-page CEO sales plan. That's not just how do I hit my number, it's how do I have the system, the structure, and the sales foundation and roadmap to make that happen. Okay. And then number two, be open to change your sales strategy. It's okay. The market changes, people change, our clients change, and we've got to change with it. You do that, and you will be very, very successful. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. My name is Shay Brown. It is an honor and a privilege to serve you as your host for the CEO Sales Huddle. Every morning, we like to always kick off, and I always like to share our personal mantra. And our personal mantra is, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. So go ahead right now. I want you to repeat after me. Let's go in short term. Repeat after me. I think this is so important. We do it every morning. That's how important it is. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Say it one more time. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Now, the obvious reason, and it's so important to CEOs that we kind of keep that back in mind, by the way, is this. Sales is the oxygen. We know that as CEOs. This 15 minutes, this power talk that you and I get in, this is to keep us in the conversation. Sales is the oxygen for every great business in history. Nikon without sales would be out of business. It sounds obvious. Now we're going to do our pledge. And we do this every morning. This is very important. I take about 60 seconds to do it, and it's that important. And our pledge is learn, earn, and return. So repeat after me. I think every morning a CEO needs to say these words. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. In order to get new and old clients to return. So I must learn, earn, and return. So when you say it like that and you get that, you're like, okay, Shay, I'm with you. This is great. This is what we do just to get started. Yes, we have objectives. Our three objectives are, number one, sales progress. So you can sell, your team can sell, your organization can sell. Now we're just looking for progress. And we know that if we have progress, then we have steady growth. Now, some of you are going to grow like this. I get it. And then some of you, every day you get a little bit better. Your team gets a little bit better. Your focus, you're in the conversation. Number two is to address any roadblocks. Even myself, I get up every single day. There's still some roadblocks that prevented me from doing some of the things I really, really want to do. And then number three is to understand the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know in order to grow and expand. There's only 5 sales pillars, and I think it's important. I like to share, and where are we at? We're at the 4-minute and 48-second mark. But I always like to share these 5 sales pillars and make sure that they're top of mind to us. Number one is sales planning. So we must have a clear roadmap, not a revenue goal, That's easy to do. But a one-pager that gets us the sales roadmap, the sales strategy, the sales system, and funnels that we need in order to achieve our revenue. You can go over to www.ceosalesplan.com, get your one-page CEO sales plan. Number 2, sales cycle. What is our client journey from the time we meet them till they have the introduction to the time they become a customer? Number 3 sales pillar is sales positioning, the language that we're using. We recognize as CEOs that our words will make us rich and also grow the company. And number 4, sales indicators. We're going to go through that with the CEO sales dashboard. I can't wait to do that with you. We do that for about 3 minutes every morning. And number 5 is a sales team, a sales team. A sales team, a sales team. If you don't like to sell or you don't want to sell, I would say the best thing you can do is hire someone who does, because when you do that, it makes it easy for you. Now, we have a couple outcomes. Yes, we don't just show up every day just to be here. Now, for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, let me welcome you. For those folks that are here every morning at the CEO Sales Huddle, every morning, welcome, welcome, welcome. I never get tired of reading the DMs. I love it when you share your thoughts of how we can add more value to you. That's how we've changed the show. So if you're here watching live and you can see right below the video, do me a favor. Hit hashtag I'm here. Just type hashtag I'm here. Like if you can see it, you're on a social media platform and you're watching this broadcast. That lets me know you're here. If you're watching the replay, hit hashtag replay. Just put hashtag replay. You're here. It doesn't matter when you tune in. And if you happen to be listening to the podcast, or you're on one of the on-demand streaming platforms, which is a pleasure to come to you every morning on Roku or Apple TV or Amazon or whatever broadcast channel you're on right now. Thanks for tuning in. Send me a DM. Just go over at I am Che Brown. Shoot me a DM, by the way. I love reading DMs. I love getting your comments. I love making the show a better place for you. Now, here's our number one outcome. Here's why folks come together, for all the new folks. Like, why everybody come together? What's all this CEO Sales Huddle about? Well, CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to understand how to sell more faster. And that's really the goal. So whether you're a manager of a team, whether you're a supervisor of a team, whether you have folks that work for you, or whether you do all the selling as the CEO, the entrepreneur, and all the hats you have to wear, at the end of the day, how do we serve more? How do we sell more? How do we generate more revenue faster? Then we have our big why. Now, big why is huge. It really is huge. Number 1 is sales growth. If we just do that alone, for many of you, life is good. But there's also accountability. You may have heard this phrase, we'll often do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. And then number 3 is consistency. So we want to build it so that your team is consistent in everything that they're doing every single morning. And all I ask for is 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day. Now, we're at the 8-minute and 10-second mark right now. We're going to go into the most important part of at least one of the most important segments, which is CEO Sales Dashboard, in just a moment. But I want to recognize you for being here. I want to recognize you for tuning in. I want to recognize you for the champion that you are. I want to recognize you for the CEO that you're leading the organization, making a huge change in your community, a huge change in this world. Yeah, you want to generate $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. I understand that, but I also know where your heart is for many of you, and you're going to do so much good, because when you make more money, you can have more meaning in the world. You write a check for the causes you believe in. When you have more income, you can have more impact in your community, for the areas that you live in, for things you want to do. And number 3, I believe you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. So welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. We're going to go down into the CEO Dashboard. CEO Dashboard is probably arguably one of my favorite to do, because the CEO Dashboard is when we open up every single morning and we actually look at 5 categories. Now, there's only 5 categories you need to be successful as a CEO. You need to understand your leads, that's the indicator, your appointments, indicator, offers, deals, and repeat business. So go ahead, if you haven't downloaded your CEO Sales Dashboard, head on over now to ceosalesdashboard.com. Again, ceosalesdashboard.com. Open it up now. Now, hopefully yesterday, I thought it brought it up. Let me see. I guess it didn't bring it up. Let me see here. Hopefully your team, there we go. Hopefully your team has already pulled this together for you, which is pretty cool. Every morning we get a chance to look at our CEO Dashboard. It's an Excel sheet, which you can download. Now, hopefully it's already filled out. Hopefully yesterday or in the prior episode, you went to your assistant and said, look, every morning, every night before you go home, I need this filled out. Go into our CRM system or count these up and put these categories in. So there's leads, and going across is 1 through 31. So all you have to do every single day, or your assistant has to do, is plug in the numbers. The whole philosophy is what gets measured gets managed. So this is the number one tool that CEOs use to get to $100,000. It's not complicated. So every morning we go over an area. Yesterday we went over appointments. The day before that we talked about leads. There's subcategories in here, and the subcategories means you can use what we have or you can adjust it. It's in a sales sheet. So today we're going to spend about 2 minutes on just offers. And here's the reason why it's so important to me is that many times what I found is that in order to be successful, we really just have to look at how many offers are we making on a daily basis. So you now go over to your category, and as you're bringing it up right now, which I hope you are, you're bringing it up right now, and you look at offers. Now, you notice we got 3 categories under offers. There's 3 categories. One is a credit card. So an offer means you had an ask. Your team had an ask. Some of you that manage contractors, they asked for the business. They asked for someone to do the credit card. Maybe they asked for someone to sign the contract. Or maybe they just said, here's an offer for the next step on how we work, which means they had a conversation. And some of you have one call closes. I get it. That means you meet someone first time, your team does, and they make an offer. Some of you have 4, 5, 6, 7 call closes. That means there's a process. You're going to meet several times before you even ask for the offer, before you even present an agreement, before you even present a plan. It doesn't matter. What I discovered is that a number of times folks will only measure how many deals came in. And that can be deflating because a deal is something different. That means it closed, it's pending, or something like that. But what if we looked at how many offers that were made? Key indicator. Now, there's another critical step here, and I always put next steps, because oftentimes when you're making an offer, and if it's just sharing the next step, then you can consider that an offer. Is it a close? Well, some people call it the pre-close. But here's what we know. What gets measured gets managed. So how many offers were made yesterday? How many offers were made the day before? How many offers were made the day before that? Now, some of you I've seen, I'm not going to mention it, some of you have sent me your spreadsheets and you put these fancy columns in there, and you're also forecasting. So you're forecasting based on the number of appointments that are on the calendar, how many folks may be qualified with a certain percentage. And then from that percentage, what do you expect to make an offer? Cool. We're not going to make it that complicated for others. I mean, this is something that we created for you to be able to use how you want to be able to use it. But the CEO Sales Dashboard, we do know this. What gets measured gets managed. These are the 5 key indicators that every CEO must understand and manage in order to grow the business. Now, growing the business, remember, it's one thing to grow revenue. You can go back to existing clients and sell them something, and that's cool, or they buy additional products. That's building the revenue. When you build a business, it's all on new clients coming in, and those new clients buying products and services. So the new clients means the business is growing. Okay, let's just make sure we're all on the same page there. All right, I know we're at the 13-minute and 30-second mark. If you haven't already connected, make sure you go look right below the video. If you're watching and just tuned in, and put hashtag I'm here. As a CEO, communicate with me. You can see me, but I can't see you, and I want to be in the conversation. We got 15 minutes that we come together every morning with our personal mantra, which is if you can't focus on sales, you just can't be in business. I know. Now, let's go ahead and move to another segment. We're at the 14-minute mark. I might go 2 minutes over, 14 minutes and 2 seconds, it looks like. And let's celebrate some wins. And I love to celebrate wins because sometimes as entrepreneurs, we're always beating ourselves up. And I haven't read anywhere yet. Now, I probably read, 10,000 books. I might listen to 100,000 plus hours of videos and audios. And with Reels now, it might be 1 million hours, to be honest with you. And the question is, I have not read anywhere or heard anywhere that when you beat yourself up, you do a better job. And as entrepreneurs, I'm the best at beating myself up. I can't speak for you, but I can beat myself up pretty bad. So I like to celebrate some wins. So let's step back and celebrate a few wins this morning. Number 1, what are you most proud of yesterday? Powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus. And in this life, you get exactly what you focus on. So what are you most proud of? one of your biggest accomplishments? What's one of your biggest accomplishments? What do you want to just brag about? Like if you could come on here right now and jump on here like, Shay, woo, I can't wait to tell you this. What would it be? And then we look at the other side. And the other side is very important as well. And that is, what's preventing you today from moving forward? Let's see here. There we go. I can't get that back. Okay, I think I lost control of what I've got going on here. Well, that's not it. Okay, hold on. I hope you can still see me, by the way. Okay, they can still see you, Shay. Okay, good. That's good to know. They can still see me. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. But this just jumped around. Okay, this is interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Rule number 1, don't panic. Rule number 1, don't panic. Rule number 1, don't panic. Okay, here we go. We were under obstacles, okay? So there's 3 questions that we ask ourselves every single day because we do understand that, it's not always rainbow cupcakes and unicorns, as you can tell right away. Things happen, and right now you're live with me, so welcome being behind the scenes. And one of the things that we were talking about is what's some of the obstacles that we have to face. And we know that. So let's ask 3 questions. Yesterday, there's a lot of reasons why you may not did the things you're supposed to do. I'm guilty. I have my hands raised. I don't always get to everything, and that's okay. But what was your biggest roadblock yesterday? What's preventing you today from really being all in? And this relates to just sales. This relates to generating leads, setting appointments, making offers, closing deals, having a sales roadmap, having a sales plan. What's preventing you? And number 3, what's the one thing you could do today that if you did it, could move your life and or business forward? And I want you to make a decision that today, no matter what it is you're going to do. Now, my recommendation always is, that you get your CEO sales plan done. It's a 1-pager. And there's no cost. This is just my gift to you. It's been probably one of the tools that we've used as a company working with individuals that really have seen the biggest results, because a 1-page means you can focus on sales because you're looking at a 1-page sales plan, not the revenue goal. The revenue goal, well, let me give you the message of the day. Inside of here, a revenue goal is I've got to get to, let's say, $50,000 a month to pay all my bills, take care of my company, and life is okay, right? And that's the revenue goal. So you know what that number is in the back of your head. You're a CEO. You can probably count in your mind. But now the CEO sales plan is designed to be the roadmap. It's to be the sales systems, the sales structure that you're going to have in the funnels to hit that $50,000 plus a month or $100,000 plus a month of consistent, predictable, reliable income. And it needs to be a 1-pager. And I always say a 1-pager because, you don't have time. A 1-pager, you can just put right on your phone, right? You can just take a look at it in the morning. And during this 15 minutes, when you're looking at your CEO sales dashboard, I'm going to start asking you to open up your CEO sales plan, the 1-pager. And then in doing so, guess what? It's going to allow you to take your business to another level. I never get tired of saying, let's connect. Every single morning, tune in tomorrow at the CEO Sales Huddle. We start off with a business case study, which I can't wait to share with you. And then number 2, if we haven't already, look right below the video and put hashtag I'm here. Let me know you're in the building. Let's connect to CEOs. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. If you want us to add something or include something that would add more value to you and your team and your organization, send me a DM over at I am Che Brown. Just drop me a DM. I read every DM. I respond to every DM. You're incredible. You're a CEO. You're amazing. You're a thought leader. You're a world changer. And you're someone who's making a huge difference in the world. So you keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for tuning in. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve you. My name is Che Brown, the founder of CEO Sales Huddle. I'll see you at the next CEO Sales Huddle. Peace, everybody. We out of here. Bye-bye.